They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here, and y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now the young white girl comes along and y'all want to sit up there and shower all of this praise and all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark. It's about what she represents. My point is, grow up.
The WNBA stumbled over their own shoelaces just when it appeared that they had finally sorted things out and were prepared to take Caitlin Clark's rocket ship straight into sports relevancy and big money. And I mean full-on faceplant when I say that I stumbled. Because the sole player keeping those turnstiles going and the league's one-woman ratings engine, Caitlin Clark, is now sidelined for the remainder of the season.
Let's find out what the rest of the WNBA is going to do in terms of popularity. Yep. You've been saying up and down that, whether tacitly or directly, that, she's getting too much shine, even though we respect and what have you. We deserve our shine. Well, now's a perfect opportunity for you to prove that. If not, acknowledge her impact on the financial aspects that she brings to the table, adopt the mentality that a rising tide lifts all boats, and learn to have an elevated level of appreciation for what she has brought to the game and assist her in making the league even more profitable.
The meltdown was instant. Fans are furious. Talk shows are in a frenzy. And Stephen A. Smith, he's practically levitating with rage. He's calling out everyone. The WNBA bullies commissioner, Kathy Engelberg, and most especially, Angel Reese, who true to form, is out here faking a back injury like it's part of her brand strategy. If you support Caitlin, then comment baby goat over baby giraffe.
But you have to be cognizant that no matter how you step out of your house, you are now Angel Reese. And you will always be picked apart, unfortunately.
She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady. She's very smart, very accomplished. And on top of it all, she is in this age where she does know social media exists. And she has exploited it to her advantage. And so when you take that into consideration, that means you're mindful of the imagery and the perception that you're assisting in creating about yourself.
Let's take a moment. The player who made women's basketball a must-watch television program is Caitlin Clark. Prior to her, only your extremely competitive cousin boasted about being able to see a random WNBA game. Clark now had people changing their dinner arrangements so they could see her logo threes. What is the role of the league? She is run down by them. The WNBA will make a valiant effort to portray this as routine, even though the product breaks down more quickly than Angel Reese's shot selection.
Unfortunately, though, the celebration in the WNBA, it was cut short yesterday afternoon as WNBA players learned the harsh lesson: be careful what you wish for. Headline at the New York Post. Caitlin Clark sidelined with Indiana Felines announcing shock injury. Keyword: shock. This injury was shocking, but not for reasons that you may think.
Naturally, Stephen Smith was the first to blow a gasket over the spectacle. Instead of merely making a remark, ESPN's king of the mic exploded. Stephen A. arrived like a one-man inferno, while other league speakers dragged their feet and delivered clumsy, get-well-soon sound bites. He attacked the referees. He attacked the league. And he even took aim at the envious players who have been teasing Clark since the beginning. At last, someone said what had to be said.
Fanatics also reported a 100% increase in sales for WNBA-specific merchandise. It started with Caitlin Clark. And so now that we know all of this, and we've known that for months, now we get to turn around and look and see what exactly is it that the league will do.
It was more than just commentary. Stephen, like a prosecutor presenting evidence to a jury, the court effectively dismantled the WNBA's ineptitude. The referees were dumbfounded, the executives were puzzled, and the Angel Reese incident was just one more embarrassing detail. He essentially questioned, "You think the league can survive without Caitlin Clark? Calm down." After looking at the stats, try not to cry.
Clark, Indiana led the league in attendance both at home and on the road. The Fever averaged 17,035 fans at home and over 15,000 on the road. 4 teams moved home games to bigger arenas when Indiana came to town to accommodate more fans. That's about Caitlin Clark. How do we know this? Attendance for the entire league was up nearly 50% last year. According to data from across the timeline, and Indiana led all teams with an average attendance of 17,035. That was up 319% from the year.
Shall we verify those figures as well? This season, Clark-led games drew an average of 1.178 million viewers. The meager 394,000 games without her. It's not a dip. It's a nosedive. The cratering is so steep that it would seem as though the league fell off a cliff. Players like Angel Reese continue to complain about Clark taking all the limelight, despite this. Breaking news. Perhaps she spends more time on Instagram than honing her skills, so people don't pay attention to her. People care about Caitlin Clark. People roll their noses at Angel Reese.
We'll find out. We don't know yet, but I'm going to be really, really interested in seeing, Molly, what kind of effect this has on the WNBA's ratings, because if for some reason there is a precipitous drop-off, then everybody needs to stand down and recognize the fact that the speculation or the assertions and assumptions about her being the golden goose is validated.
Stephen A. wasn't suddenly upset about this. For months, he has been witnessing the WNBA make mistakes. He has witnessed celebrities like Cheryl Swoops disparage Clark as though jealousy were their full-time occupation. He has witnessed Reese take advantage of every chance to play the victim in the media. In water cooler talks, he has also seen Commissioner Angel Burt pretend that Clark's ascent was a pleasant coincidence rather than the sole reason the league is still in existence.
You asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
Angel Burt's approach, or lack thereof, is so absurd that it almost seems like satire. The league stumbles into its one-of-a-kind star, the one player who can propel them into the spotlight. How does she respond to it? With indifferent press releases and no strategy to stop Clark from being breached every night. Finding a genie in a bottle and squandering your wish on a little larger bottle is analogous to that. Utter incapacity. I can tell when.
I noticed when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
Meanwhile, Stephen A. is out here shouting, "I told you so," from the rooftops. And let's face it, he has earned it by consistently pointing out the obvious. Clark is not only the WNBA star, she is the league itself. The league reverts to becoming inconsequential background noise in her absence. Now that she is out, the WNBA is trying to figure out how its star player got hurt and benched. Even in the midst of his tirade, Stephen A. offered some insight. He essentially stated, if Caitlin Clark is the magnet pulling in millions of eyeballs, then shut up, protect her, and ride the wave. Translation: quit acting like this is a group effort.